I'm asking you to leave. I was told you. I am asking you to leave. Yes, it is my store. I have rented this store. This is my store. You were never here, so you did never ask. So you all must leave. But seriously, stop this. This is embarrassing.
This is embarrassing for you, says the woman in the video. That is a former local GOP chair, Karen Angulo, who is challenging the other person that you can see in the extreme edge of the frame, Representative Bob Good. And what you're seeing there is the MAGA world going to blows with each other, because that representative was not supposed to be at that event, and he actually got kicked out of the event, which was being held so deliciously in a Donald Trump branded store. Now we're gonna get to why exactly he was kicked out, what the politics behind this is, but we wanna give you a little bit more of the argument.
So what I'm saying right now, this is not the 5th district, this is my private shop, and you all are trespassing. So please leave. Yes. Not at this point, not when you pull this type of shenanigans. You're trying to hijack my store without permission to do your campaigning. You're trying to interrupt your event for your political.
I love a good reference to shenanigans. But right there, what's going on is that Representative Bob Good, he sees that this Trump store is opening or whatever. Karen Angulo, who by the way, it's kind of an important fact, is challenging him for his seat, is having an event there. So the woman who's branding herself as being more MAGA is at like the most MAGA-y store possible. It's a Donald Trump store, and Bob Good thinks, I gotta get over there. And so when she claims that he's not just showing up, he's trying to basically campaign. He's trying to make the event not like a thing that she can benefit from, but that he will. She's not necessarily wrong. He clearly is trying to do that. And this sort of thing happens in races all the time. In the George Santos seat that got replaced, you had candidates chasing each other down and having dueling press conferences and things like that. The funny thing, so I apologize, I'm getting that wrong. Karen Angulo is not the chair there. I believe that she rented out the location for the person that's challenging him. So apologies to that. But it's a factional dispute inside of the MAGA movement. Senator John McGuire, the state senator there, is the one doing the actual challenge. But the event was being held for him, and Bob Good is not happy about that. He doesn't want to be on the outs of something that is seen as being sort of core to the MAGA thing, and thus the fight that eventually ends up with him being kicked out. Sharon, what do you think about this?
I think this happens, yes, in campaigns, but it also happens on the Real Housewives franchises. And notice how she was holding up the phone. It happens on Love and Marriage, DC, another reality program that I watch. Someone's always getting kicked out. It is awkward for bystanders, but they secretly can't turn away. They have to keep watching. This is a mess. Why is everything so messy today? And you're talking to somebody who watches reality shows. I do enjoy a good mess in prime, usually right before I go to bed. Not all day. Can we not do this every single day with this movement? Everything is so messy. Up is down, right is left. It's just craziness. Aren't you both on the same side? The guy who's indicted all those times, who owes all that money?
100%. Look, I get his anger at like sort of the attempt to brand him as being like anti-MAGA, but like just crash an event, man. That is very classless. I don't like it. We have a statement from the owner of the store who says, Bob talking about the representative there, is not a supporter of President Trump. I was disappointed to learn that Bob endorsed against President Trump this year and supported everyone except Trump in the 2016 primary. While Bob has a right to support any candidate he wants, he should have the courage of his convictions and not try to say that he's a Trump supporter. Explained that Bob and his consultants are targeting county GOP chairmen that support President Trump. The thing is, like, there's tons of people that are in the MAGA movement in good standing that have been vicious against Donald Trump before. So why do they get it, but not him? Like, yeah, he didn't like Donald Trump back in 2016, but like JD Vance said that Trump could be America's Hitler, and now they love that guy. So again, like, it's not that you can't have a problem with someone, in your view, betraying your movement. It's that they're doling it out in such an arbitrary and seemingly random fashion. Like, what makes you pure and what makes you a traitor is so contingent on, like, literally it could be just a message from Donald Trump radically changes what they think about a person. So anyway, look, I don't feel that bad for Bob Good. He is, after all, a Republican. He is staying in this party. He could have left years ago. He decided to stay in it, and so it's going to be messy, as you described. Any final thoughts?
Have you ever argued with a narcissist? It's kind of like that. There's no rules. They just kind of pivot all over the place, change directions. That's kind of what this is. It's a deliberate rule of this movement is there are no rules. It's whatever the whim is. First I say, I want no abortion. And then I say, well, I really wanted 16 weeks. Who are you? What do you stand for? We're just like this cult-like thing, and we'll make it up as we go along, day by day, hour by hour.
Well, bleat by bleat, possibly. And you're totally right. I mean, this is an obvious, like a predictable consequence of the fact that your political movement that you're a part of is personality based. It's not ideological. It's not based on policy. It's not based on a platform. It's based on whatever Donald Trump says or whatever like the people that we consider closest to Trump are saying right now. So, if Steve Bannon says something right now, well, Trump likes him, so that's gospel. But when Donald Trump was running Steve Bannon down for like 2 years, well, then he was on the other. He's not MAGA. Like it's so religious in its orientation in comparison to an actual functioning political party.